It is hard to believe, and I'm sitting here while I'm enjoying this wonderful lunch and listening to great music, looking at the pictures here and bringing back so many memories. And here it is, our fifth year of doing this, and every year we've been able to make it bigger, better, more successful, and this keeps growing. Thank God it keeps growing. I'm very, very happy with it, very proud of it. I look at this as our chance to give back. We've all watched some of these horrible pictures on TV lately with the disaster up in the Northeast, and I'm sure all of us are sitting here thinking, if only I could help, what can I do to help? 5 years ago, we started looking after a Make-A-Wish Day that I was involved in, and I started looking at what I can do to make a difference down here and how we can help. And I talked to our executive on SAMA, and everybody agreed, sure, let's have a day. So with the wonderful, the invaluable help of the Homestead Miami Speedway that gives us a place to put on this event, we now take between 12 and 15 of the most beautiful, most exotic, most desirable cars imaginable. And we take them down to the track and invite our good friends at Baptist Hospital, and last year we invited Miami Children's to add to it. Have rides in the cars, their dreams. It's not about raising money, it's not about raising publicity for us, although I'm always really happy when any of our members go out and they're able to get television coverage. For the manufacturers, you are the people in this room that give us press vehicles that we can take, and the kids are beside themselves with joy. We got this wonderful letter about 10 days ago from a woman asking if she could please, if she could possibly bring her son back again. She didn't understand that this was an annual event. And it was this heartbreakingly wonderful, warm letter about her 5-year-old son who has a number of problems, and when he got in the car, he lit up. We've seen this over and over and over again, and even a few years ago, we invited doctors and nurses and caregivers down, and the doctor brought up a very important point to me, that he said how therapeutic the day was for him, as well as the children, and that anytime he saw the kids, they weren't happy to see him, so he never saw them smile. They always knew that they were going to get a needle, they were going to get a something. It was going to be painful, it was going to be negative. And that day, the doctor hadn't seen them do anything other than smile and laugh. So it made him feel wonderful. This is what the day is, and we've been given this wonderful opportunity to give a little bit back to the world. This year, it's going to be expanded a great deal. Baptist Hospital have confirmed we will have over 170 children down from their various cancer wards and on and on. And over and above that, the people who are going to be walking the children from the safety of the paddock out to the waiting supercars, we're going to have a lot of wounded warriors. These are our soldiers, my heroes. Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq veterans who are suffering problems, some physical, some psychological, but they get a chance to forget their own problems for the day and take the hands of children and walk them out to the cars. We're going to have over 100 wounded warriors. And as a small payback to them, in the afternoon I've made arrangements with some dear friends to bring down 8 or 10 actual race cars. They will be full-out competition cars, kind of like what Andy drives. Andy Pilgrim's here, a good pal. They put second seats in the right-hand side, so most of these soldiers are going to see well north of 170 miles an hour, which is probably going to be about 100 miles an hour faster than they wanted to go, but we'll give them a great day, and I'm sure they're just going to have a wonderful day. Before I leave, I've sent a brief thank you out to all the manufacturers that are here today that are so kind to give us the vehicles. But one more thing, if I can mention for our members, if you have an opportunity, please come down, walk with a child, walk with a soldier. This is your chance to make them feel good. It's your chance to pay back to the world that has been so good to us. We are so darn lucky that we're all sitting here, and we just have phenomenal, wonderful lives that continue to give to us. Now we can give back, and I'm honored to work with so many wonderful people at SAMA. Every year we do this, and boy, every year our membership steps up, and I'm very, very proud to be part of this organization. Thank you all very much.
Okay, since we started doing an event during the auto show, which as a matter of fact at the beginning was breakfast and then after it became this lunch, we thought it was a very good idea to honor the best vehicles at the show. To do that today, allow me to call to the microphone Mr. Ron Bisley and Mr. Paul Gordon, both of them past presidents of SAMA. Mr. Ron Bisley.
Since I'm the first past president, I get to speak first. Well, I'll introduce Paul Horton because he's going to actually handle the emceeing of the award. So, Paul.
Stay away from my dessert, Bill. No, the first activity actually that SAMA engaged in was this award ceremony. We recognized what we considered the best cars. We formed a committee to have that, and it's been worked out fairly well every year. The one thing that has happened is that it's got to be an even tougher job. Jaime mentioned earlier about the fact that how good the quality is of the product that's being put out today. It makes it a very difficult situation. But yesterday afternoon, our committee spent the afternoon walking around the show, spending a lot of time. We met, we discussed. So I'd like to have our judges come up now. And I want you to notice that I have the names written down this time. So Rick Green, Joe Costello, Angelica Willard, Pepe Delfino, Al Vasquez, Ray Memory, and Juan Robin. How long?
The awards recipients, usually we have your names engraved and they're written ready for you. This year we didn't want to race back and forth like we usually do, so we're going to give you your trophies, but then you got to give them back so we can take them to the engraver tomorrow and have your names engraved on them. And then we'll mail them out to you. Also, those of you who win awards, if you would hang around for a few minutes after the lunch, we'd like to get you all back up here at one time for a group shot of all the winners, which we didn't do last year.
We do have one other change this year, however. In the past year, we've recognized 3 categories: the star of the show, the green technology vehicle of the show, and the concept car of the show. Concept seems to be a rare breed these days, so we're now having the utility vehicle of the show this year. And that was a very tough category to judge, because Ron and I did take part in the judging also. We also are going to recognize, you might notice there are 4 trophies up here. One of them is a little bit different. That's to recognize our best interactive display as part of the show, to recognize the manufacturers and their support of the auto show. So without further ado, you ready for the first award? You're ready. Okay. It's the best green technology vehicle. This is to recognize, I guess, development for the future of the industry, what we think is the future of the industry. And our winner this year is the Ford Fusion Hybrid.
And who is
Yes, it's coming up. Let's see, who is it?
Rick Green.
Yeah, green car, Rick Green, green tie, made it simple. You still screwed it up. No, I'm just joking. Great guy, Paul. You know, you heard him say, we had a tough time. There are so many. The technology's changing and everything we see. And if you think this is an easy job, come by next year when we're arguing about this, okay? We came down to 3 vehicles, and Ford Fusion was the winner. And it could have been the best in show as well, and it's also in that category. It really was a phenomenal car. We loved the looks. The hybrid engine and the technology was phenomenal. But let me tell you about the other two cars that we considered, and that is the Lincoln MKZ, which you see out there, is a beautiful car. Hats off to the designers. It's gorgeous, same technology. And the C-Max, which we fell in love with, and it was a real fight between us to discuss what it was, but we settled on the Fusion. So congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Really appreciate the award. We really appreciate the recognition. We will take 3 awards actually, since the 3 finalists are in the for family. But no, seriously, awards are a very humbling experience too, because with an award comes the commitment to continue working hard for the industry and working hard for our consumers, which are basically always in mind. So this is a great experience. We are really excited, but we also recognize that this is a big commitment and compromise to continue working hard. So thank you very much, and all SAMA members, thank you.
For those of you who don't know, this is Alvaro Cabal. He represents Ford. Congratulations, Alvaro.
By the way, if you go to the Ford exhibit and look for the Ford Fusion Hybrid, you won't find it there. It's over in the Echo section. Our next award would be the new category this year, the utility vehicle. This includes sports utility, crossovers, and pickups. We didn't see any semi-cab drivers out there. Our winner is the Hyundai Santa Fe. Accepting will be Mr. Derek Joyce, who you saw earlier. Al Vasquez will tell us a little bit about what we went through on that.
Okay, like Paul said, we spent more time picking this car than any other because the competition was hard. I mean, we had the GL, Mercedes-Benz, and many other good cars. But I've been in the Santa Fe. I went to Park City to test drive it. So I was concerned when I took that turbo to 10,000 feet, and I say, oh my God, what's going to happen? But it performed beautifully. We all had big different cars, but at the end we all came to an agreement, and I believe we've chosen a really good SUV because we consider the price. It's on the $30,000 you can get a good car, and I think they're going to sell a lot of cars. Now, it's important that the manufacturers here, when they do the publicity, they use the SAMA award, not only Motor Trend Car of the Year and all these awards. This is important because we spend hours picking this car up, and it's good. Just mention it. Do an effort and mention it. And also because most of the journalists here are Latinos, and now we just pick a new president for the White House. Keep that in mind.
Utility vehicle.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It's a very generous award on behalf of Hyundai. Thank you very much. We're glad that you love the Hyundai Santa Fe as much as we do. With its fluid sculpture design, its powerful and efficient powertrains, and really useful reconfigurable interior, we think it'll meet the needs of families very well. And once again, thank you for your generosity.
Finally, our star of the show, I think Bill Adam maybe came up with this line, said when we were talking about the very first awards, what the star of the show should do, and I believe he's phrased it as a vehicle that should knock your socks off. I noticed that Bill wasn't wearing any socks the next day, so I guess he found the vehicle that he liked.
On your dessert.
But I told you to stay away from that dessert. But, so now it's time for our star of the show. It really is what the vehicle that we thought really sets itself apart. And the winner for that is the Scion FRS. Accepting this, I hope, Mike Gray. Yeah. And Joe Costello will talk about a little bit about what we went through on that.
Hello everyone, good morning.
great exercising democracy twice during the week. Rick Green was right, we did fight it out. Some other cars that got mentioned and really were in the fight were the Lincoln and the Cadillac ATS. But when we walked upon the Scion, I think we were all taken aback by the raw nature of the car. It is for the enthusiasm of driving. It has a sole purpose, and it spoke to our souls, and I think we all agreed. We looked at each other and said, this is exactly what people are looking for right now, a chance to get into a rear drive performance car with great styling that is affordable, that you can go out and just have some fun and enjoy it. Plus, with the legendary status of the 8.6 in Japan and the birth of drifting and so many connections to the 8.6, I think this is a very fitting car for a star of the show. Scion.
Thank you on behalf of Scion. I'm happy to accept this award. Thank you, judges and Sama, of course. This is a surprise in a couple ways. At 6:30 last night, I was literally blowing out the candles on my birthday cake with my family, and the phone rang saying, you know, we won this award, can you go accept it? And I typically don't do these things, but I said, oh, yeah, sure, I'd be happy to do that. So when I hung the phone up, I was like, it's a little strange, but I'm just finding out about this now. But of course, I come to find out you just made the decision yesterday. So happy to accept the award, and thank you very much on behalf of Scion. Thanks.
Yes, you guys are, thank you. Just a minute. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Big round of applause for our judges.
Our final award was determined actually by a vote of, or a discussion, however you want to put it, a vote of our president, Jaime Flores, Mr. Beasley, and myself. This is to recognize a manufacturer who has, or any entity that has really supported the Miami Auto Show. This award will go to a group of manufacturers who's been here really in the past. It's called for Best Interactive Display, correct?
Correct.
Got that right? I didn't even write that one down, Sergio. And the winner is?
The winner is Interactive. Cab Jeep.
I'm not sure. Is Lisa still here? Would she? Where are you? I could find some word. All right, okay.
So you're the winner of our first Interactive Display Award.
Well, thank you very, very much. I tell you, this is quite a surprise to see this and this award and to see where we as a corporation, Chrysler Corporation, was just 3 short years ago. And to see where we've had an opportunity to come in just 3 short years is quite mind-boggling, and we're very, very proud of it. And it's recognition and things like this that you recognize us for, that keeps us and compels us to stay humble and to stay hungry and to keep on. So thank you very, very much.